Hi ladies, I wanted to come on today to talk about something that is so huge in the road to healing, to being able to allow our bodies to heal to the place of just thriving, of completely regaining back our vitality, getting that energy that we so need to love our families, to serve our families, to participate in community. And that is our mindset. This is really big because as a mom and as a homeschool mother and as somebody who helps other women to regain their vitality, I am constantly needing to have that energy and to be on game so I can give all of my love and all of my care to the people that are around me and to those who I engage with out in society. And in order for me to have that energy, I have to have a mindset, right? And that mindset is, what am I doing this for? Meaning, why am I eating this way? Why am I making these choices? Why am I choosing to go to bed at 9:30 and keeping that? Why is it that I'm constantly focusing on relaxing, taking deep breaths when I start to get into a sympathetic state? Why do I make those choices? Why do I choose to change my lifestyle and make sure that I drink enough clean water? Why do I make these choices? And you have to come up with why, your why. And so when it's hard to maintain healing, when it's hard to maintain our lifestyle, when we get tired of having to prepare or having to make those choices that are not easy in society to keep our bodies healthy, to keep them strong and vibrant, we have to have that why and we have to stick with it. Because if we don't, remember, healing is not in a straight line. Healing is up and down and up and down, and then you have more of a steadier pace, right? But it's never just a straight line of healing. There are moments where it feels like you've taken 2 steps back, but really it is your body as it's starting to heal, peeling back those layers of the onion, right? Your body, when it gets to a place of safety, is now able to let go and start to heal in other areas of your body. And so you find that you're progressing in your healing, and as you're progressing in your healing, you're also finding that there's more things that are being exposed that you had no idea were problems. So it's so important because when we heal naturally, it's not like taking a quick pill. It's a life transformation. It's a lifestyle change. It is completely choosing to be the better you, right? To choosing what God has created for you and not what society says you have to be. If I say, I'm not going to stay up until 10 o'clock. Sorry guys, I have to leave and I have to close this night because I need to make sure that I get my sleep. Because if I don't, because I'm in perimenopause, I'm not going to be the mom, the wife, the woman in society that I need to be to love them, to serve them, and to be pleasant. I know that I am going to have a bad attitude. I'm going to be cranky. I'm going to be tired. I'm going to be so short-tempered that my kids are going to be like, go to bed. Just go to bed. That is planning. I want myself to thrive at a certain level for my children, for my husband, for all of those I interact with throughout the day, and for myself. To say, I'm not going to eat that piece of garlic bread that's sitting there at the table at this restaurant, even though I'm with friends or family member, and they might think that's rude or selfish or I'm being controlling, right? Because I'm trying to be a healthy nut. But I say to myself, my why is I want to be a good mother, a loving wife, and I want to be able to have mental capacity. So I know if I eat that piece of gluten, for me, it's going to create a psychotic episode in my mind. That's what gluten does for me. I go from, I can be perfectly fine, and if I eat that gluten, within an hour I get head pain and I have a psychotic episode. And that's not going to allow me to be the mother that I need to be, or that loving woman that I must be to those that are around me that I want to be there for. That is planning for wellness. That is planning to be the woman that I know I want to be. And so it's so important for us to have that mindset as we start to make lifestyle changes and as we start to heal, to not forfeit that healing because we're trying to please those around us. And that even comes to another thing that you must think about, are the people that are around you. Are they hurting your healing journey? Are they causing you trauma and a stress response that causes you to take 5 steps back in your healing? You really need to remember your why, and you need to stick with that, because you were created to live with vitality, with energy, and with purpose. So remember your mindset. Take a moment, pray about it, meditate upon it, figure out some of those things that are hindering your healing journey, and think about what you can change, one thing at a time, because your healing from chronic disease or hormone imbalance, or balancing your hormones through perimenopause or in menopause or even postmenopause, right? Figuring it all out. It's really going to take a different type of mindset, a shift, right? To make those changes and to stick with them, because it's worth it. It's worth it. My life prior to healing was in bed, was in pain, was absent of being present in my children's lives in the way that I wanted to, or in my husband's life, or in those people that were around me. And now, yes, I can't have gluten. I choose not to because of what it can do to me. And I choose to live my life in ways that have certain non-negotiables, because I know that if I don't stick to that, it's going to take away from those people around me, or take away from the purpose in the life that was given to me. And so in order to heal, to completely heal, this is a life transformation. And I want you to know that it is a journey that is worth taking. And I would love to partner with you and to walk with you and to encourage you on your path to wellness. So if you are curious on what that would look like, or you just have some questions that you want to ask, please go ahead and apply to work with me, or send me a message, and I would love to chat with you or just help you in any way that I possibly can. Thank you. Have a great day, guys.